Hey, hello. Welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and today is Wednesday when I talk about what's going on in my studio. And I happen to be editing a video today, and I want to jump back and talk a little bit about what happened this last Monday, and I had a solve for that. So if you don't know, I'll talk about it all again here in a minute as everyone jumps on. I just changed something on my microphone, so if I'm not getting sound, please let me know. I may have to start this broadcast over. So if you can give me like a heart real quick to tell me that you can hear me okay. All right, so welcome. This is Kristen at Good Knit Kisses, and if you are joining me on the replay, thanks for joining me. Be sure and write replay and ask your question so that it'll get my attention later if you have one. We're going to talk about needles and loom knitting and how to make a quick chain. And someone had talked to me about having a brain hat, and those actually, I saw those being popular a few years ago, and I think people are still making them because I think they're made for awareness hats for things, and also they end up using them in the fall for costume stuff. Hey, good morning, Chris. Welcome. I see you. Hey, good to see you. Make sure, can you let me know if you can hear me? Because I forgot to plug my microphone in, then I plugged it last minute, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure if it's registering and you can hear me. So please let me know if you can hear me. So today I'm going to talk about needles and loom and how to make a quick chain on them and without a crochet hook. So I have some people who want to attempt some things that have a chain and they don't want to use needles. And for people who crochet, they don't quite understand, and that's okay. Some people don't want to use a crochet hook. So I'm so glad you guys are joining me. Good morning, Bridget. I see you hopping on. I'm experiencing like a low level of numbers for today, so it makes me think I'm having a Facebook issue. Please let me know if you can hear me. Just say I can hear you. That way I know. I was having a little bit of an issue when I jumped on. So anyway, I'm going to just plow on through like you can hear me. So today is a continuation of what I was working on Monday. Monday, I showed on a loom. Oh, thank you, Bridget. Yay. Okay. Yay. Good morning, Lori. Hi. So Monday I was showing how you can go on a loom and make a chain and using the cable cast on, and when you pull it off, except for one stitch, the very latest stitch that you make, it makes a really quick chain, which would be great if you need a quickie I-cord or something like that. Especially if it's bulky, then it works more like a cord look, but it's... My doctor's office called me and I had to decline it. Okay, Facebook Live, everyone. Anyway, I discovered how to do it on the needles. Actually, I shouldn't say I discovered. I was asked if it could be done in this particular manner, and I did it, and it worked. So, oh my gosh, I'm all a fuzzle. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it on the needles if you wondered, because we attempted it. I was thinking that the cable cast on would work on Monday. It was a trial. And so after that, we discovered how to do it. Joanne had asked me brilliantly. She's like, hey, would this one work? And so I tried it and it worked. So, hey, and speaking of Joanne, she's on. Hi, Joanne. I just see you jumped on. Hi, Heather. Hey, Molly. Hey everyone, just saying hello as you hop on. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how I did it. The other thing I wanted to say is, so if you've ever made one of those brain hats, has anyone made one where it looks like all these little wormy brain things are on the outside of a hat, and people make them for various reasons? I think there are some awareness things that people are making them for, but also for like costuming and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to show you a quick way to do that, and I'm going to flip the camera. You also get to see what I'm working on today. I'm editing this video. Okay, and this is what I'm working on. And I need to adjust my camera here. I just had this in the background. Isn't that pretty? This is using this Bernat Beyond making this really pretty chevron. So this was made on these needles. And I've got to edit that video, and that will be up this week. And I also got to do the loom knit version. All right, so I'm going to do a cable cast on let's do this. I'm going to do this yarn. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean first on the loom, and then I'll show you what I mean with the needles. Okay, so I'm going to cast on by putting this one stitch on here. I'm making a slip knot. And if you're wondering what this is us working and using the cable cast on to double knit. So if you missed that, tune into Monday's broadcast and you can see that I discovered how to do that. Someone asked me to do it, and so I attempted it and it worked. All right, so in order to make the cable cast on the loom, you put your slip knot on, you bring your working yarn around the top of the peg in the direction that you want to work. So if I'm going to cast on this way, and so I'm going to go up through this loop on the bottom and pull down, and then I take that loop and I flip it around, and then I bring my working yarn to the back, and then it puts that on. Let me zoom in because you can't see that. Hold on. Okay, is that better? So let's do that again from a different angle. So you bring your working yarn around, and then you pick up the stitch from the top, pull it down, make a loop, and then just flip it and place it, and then bring your yarn to the back. Okay, and so when you do this, this matches the same as a cable cast on the needles. I'm going to make a few more, and then I'll show you what I mean about the whole chain thing, because it's going to come off. So stay here. Do not fail me. Do not leave. So take this and flip it and put it over. Now, this one has a bunch of strings on it, so it's like a multi-plied yarn. So you're seeing me kind of grab those extra pieces here. I did it with the Softy Chunky on Monday. That's what this green one is. Okay. Now that I've got a few on here, I'm going to take some of them off. Actually, I'm just going to leave those. So let's just go ahead and take this off because I really want to show it to you on needles. I was going to do a whole bunch more, but anyway, so you take all of them off except for one, and look right there. Look at that. You have a nice chain, right? So look at that. It's a 3-prong chain. Now, so if you're a knitter and you don't want to crochet, but also, or you're a loom knitter and you don't want to do it because it hurts your hands, this is going to be a really consistent chain, and then you can continue on with what you want to do. If you want to make one of those little brain hat things, you could go around and around and around, and maybe take all but maybe 2 off so that your consistency stays, and then keep going around and keep making this thing as long as you need. You could even do this for making a rug. So if you wanted to make one of those rugs out of a chain or something, then just keep going, and then you can join them all up together. Okay, so here's the version on needles. Okay, let's cut this. I did it in the pink because it reminds me more of the brain hat, but I can do it in the green as well. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to pull this out, make my slip knot. Okay, and go ahead and put this on my needle. All right, so in a knitted cast on, you basically are reaffirming your knit stitch. So if you know how to make the knit stitch, you can do the knitted cast on. So in order to do this, all it is the knitted cast on. So I'm going to take my first stitch here, this slip knot, put my needle through just like I'm going to knit, take my working yarn, bring it around, okay, pull it through, and then twist it and put it in. Okay, and then my needle is actually already in there, so it's ready to go. So I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna yarn over, pull through, twist, put it in, and then move my needle to the bottom of that. So I'm gonna keep doing this knitted cast on this way. Okay, and you can go back to this video later. We do archive them. Okay, so now I've got this knitted cast on, and if you do the knitted cast on where you don't twist it, this will still work. I'll show you here in a minute. So let's get a few more on here, and then I'm going to do this last one, and I'm going to keep it. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just pull. I'm going to slip just so I know where they were. I'm going to slip this one and this one. Okay, and now I'm just going to let these go. Look at that. I just let that go. So that is my chain. So if I'm working with like a smaller set of needles, I would work with a smaller needle than this. This is a US 11 or 8 millimeter, and this yarn is a super bulky and it calls for the 11. So I would go with a needle size down from what your yarn calls for. So, and then if you want to make more, you could just slip this right back on here. And now I've got these two to start from. And so my gauge should remain consistent. Okay. So then if I'm like, oh, okay, I just needed 2 more. Let's pull this off and check my length. Say if you're trying to go to a measured length, because you have to pull on it to make it change. So anyway, isn't that cool? The other thing you can do is without the twist. I know Stacey Perry, she is a master knitter, and I have seen her teach how to do the knitted cast on, and she twists it. And so I tend to twist it just like she does, although I didn't learn from her. I just had her confirm it. So if you do the cast on where you do this, you can just put it straight on like this and not twist it. Whoops, being all fiddly. So then we go into our stitch here, loop around, pull through, and then just swing it over and then let it pop on. Okay, so go knit cast on here, knit, pull around, swing it over, and place it on. Now, like I said, I like to twist it, and that's how I do it, but I'm not twisting this particular one. So I just want to show you what it looks like when I do it. Okay, let me get a few more on here. All right, so I've got 1 stitch, 2 stitch. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and pull these off. All right, so then that's my chain. Isn't that cool? So, I mean, you'd think that would unravel, but it doesn't. And then you could just continue on, drop that last one, and then if you've got this one to start with, that's great. And then once you're done, you would just clip it and then pull it through. So if you need the chain all separate, that's all you would do. But if you're going to make a brain hat or something, you could continue going round and round and round. And then when you're ready and you get the length that you want, then you take this and you just sew it onto your hat. You could have like a form that's just a real kind of a holy sort of hat. It doesn't have to be any particular gauge, because you would just sew it on there until it's covered with these I-cords or chains. And this would be a good one if you want something nice and pillowy soft. This is the Bernat Beyond in the color Quartz Pink. This one is what I was using for this, the chevron here. Isn't that pretty? So this is the, if you want to know this pattern, this is the Ripple and Ridge knit blanket. This is my printed, busted up copy. This is a Ripple and Ridge knit blanket. And I'm actually editing this video to come out this Friday on Yarn Inspiration. So, and then again, if you missed the one on the loom, we talked more extensively about it on Monday. This is the needle fix for that. And, I think that is it on that front. If you want to check out this video later, it will be on Yarn Inspiration's YouTube channel. And just so you know which yarn I'm using, let me show you. The one pictured here is a cream with a slate and a pumpkin. And then I'm using their purple color, and then lilac, and then the quartz pink. So they're really, really comfy, squishy. If you've not tested out this yarn, it's really nice. It's this is nylon and acrylic, so it's 85% acrylic and 15% nylon. And it is called Bernat Beyond. It's one of their new ones. So if you didn't see my video, you can go check out all those colors. There's like 24 colors, and some of them are even variegated. So, a brain hat. Let me flip the camera so you guys see me. We'll chat. Whoop. There was my fan. Someone asked what a brain hat is. A brain hat is when someone makes a big long I-cord or chain, and then they attach it to just a regular beanie hat, and it makes it look like you have a brain outside your brain. Some people use it for different awarenesses and just for fun. Depending on the time of year, you know, around Halloween and stuff, some people do that. It could be for any number of reasons. You could need a chain for anything. I just mentioned the brain hat just because people use it. So, let's see, what else was I going to tell you? Today, I'm cutting it a little short. I have a sick kiddo here today that I need to take care of, and I'm in the middle of editing. So, but I'm editing this for this little lovey. This is, and by the way, you saw it, it's a little lovey size. This is actually my second one. The other one's still down here. I made two. I made this in a very lovey size, but the size of the pattern is actually 50 inches by 60 inches long, and the levy I made, and it's like 15 inches by about 19 inches. So, and I talk about the repeat on the video and how to make the little levy, or make the big one. If you do the levy, you only need one ball of each, and if you use the pattern for the Afghan, you need like 7 balls of the main contrast A, and then contrast B and C, you need 4 of each. So anyway, I'm so glad you guys joined me. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to scroll back through, telling y'all hello. It's my little magic mirror time. Hey, Alicia, I'm glad you joined us. Hey, Cassid and Claire, Susan. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Brenda. Molly says my video is playing wonky. It stops and starts and repeats once or twice. I'm so sorry, Molly. Well, hopefully it works after I'm off of here and the replay works better. Thank you, Brenda, for your compliments. Hi, Alicia. All right, that is so cool. Well, I'm so glad you guys joined me. Be sure and Friday, be sure and look for that video. I will probably go on YouTube live on Friday and broadcast and chat a little bit more. If not, it'll be because I've got another video to upload. So I'm gonna try and get the loom knit version of this done as quick as I can. So if I can get it done this Friday, that would be great. If I could do it Saturday, even better. So anyway, yay! I know everybody wants some more loom knitting videos as well. I know I've been doing a whole lot of needle stuff, so I still love you guys. You're still on my heart, and I would love to do everything. It's just really hard to. Thank you for the well wishes, Alicia, on my kiddo. I appreciate it. Oh, Heather, real quick. Yeah. Can I show it on the 5/8 Cindy wood loom? I could, but I don't have it in reach of me. It would work though. It's all the same. Hey, Sandy, good morning. All right. Well, I'm going to head out. You guys have a great day. Oh, hey, Lizzie in Puerto Rico. Y'all have a great day. Happy knitting and crochet. Bye, everyone.